it's been a few days, a couple days since the last solo raid ended, so I think it's time we can talk about the current electric meta in NIKKE and what's going on with all of the new girls. Now, thanks to Anis and thanks to Neon, electric literally went from one of the struggling elements to one of the top elements in 0.5 seconds. From 2 banners, they went to the top of the meta and skyrocketed. So we probably will see everyone on the next junior raid attacking electric. That said, let's talk a little bit about these 2 girls, a little bit of where they are right now on usage for the last raid. We're gonna be using NIKKE.app for this. If you guys haven't seen this website, it's really nice, and you guys can check a lot of information about solo raid and about junior raid and about even normal players that they are keeping track of. So this is pretty cool. It's a pretty nice website. I recommend you guys check it. That said, we're gonna be jumping directly about the NIKKE usage right here, about this table if it wants to load. The website, the only problem that it has in my opinion is that sometimes it's quite slow to load the information. There we go. So we're gonna be going from top to bottom, so we can check what's going on from the least used girls to the most used electric waifus. Before we go into that, as usual, hello degenerates, welcome back to the Waifus. I'm Sefhi, your favorite gambling addict. Today's topic, solo raid and jumping about electric girls. Also, I ticketed the last 2 copies, so she is officially the only character in 3.5 years that I've actually maxed out on a banner. In fact, the only character since release that I've even bothered going for more than MLB. I think the only other characters were like Core 1 mistakes. Like I was pulling for MLB and I got like an extra 1 while pulling for the MLB, but I've never gone past MLB. Maybe Core 1 if I got lucky. I know, for example, Naga was Core 1 on release because we got like a triple or something. I know like some characters like that we got more than MLB, but usually I never bother. If you look at Nayeta, Liberalio, Red Hood, if you look at my OG Scarlet, I didn't even have more copies. Like most characters, I go either base copy or I just go MLB if I go MLB, right? So Anis is officially the only one. I don't think I'll ever repeat this because that was a waste of money. Don't do as I do as I say. Don't pull for MLB, guys. Just stick it to 1 copy on the 1% banners. That's it. Let's jump directly into NIKKE.app and see what's going on with the current usage for this raid. This is only obviously not going to be counting electric. This is the usage for all of the characters, not only electric, but for electric itself, we can actually go into the boss page and we can go to the bottom, and this is only the electric girl. So we can talk this way a little bit about the struggling characters rather than everyone else. And we're gonna start with the most obvious ones: Maiden, Haran, Rosanna, Biscuit, Sin, Noise, Quincy, Must, Ropey, Private, Normal, Elec, Clay, Flora, Avistar, and then obviously the SR characters and the blue units. 0% usage on all of these characters. Now, obviously, Maiden, Haran, Rosanna, Biscuit is expected, save for Sin and Noise, save for Quincy and Must. Must got at least some usage early on when we were talking about max HP teams. Way back in the day, if you guys remember, she was used. It's not like she had like, you know, 0 usage. It was a character that for max HP teams was actually quite used, and she was pretty nice. There she is. But after obviously we've gotten better buffers, there is barely any reasons to be running her just for the max HP buff. But she was used on Cindy teams and teams where you needed the HP for 2v and teams like that, even for guillotine teams as well. But it's normal that she's not getting any usage nowadays. Rupee Winter Shopper, I hope we get a new alt for Rupee, bro. She's useless. Like, both Rupees at the moment are useless, so it's kind of sad seeing it that way. Aran needs an alt, I know. Inherit will get alts, guys, 100%. There is no chance they waste those designs and they don't get alts. Like, it's free money, okay? They will get alts. The Liberation characters, no need to talk about them. We already know the current state of Liberation and how bad it is. It's a system that it's abandoned completely, and those characters are just worthless. They can get lucky, like Quincy, and get an alt, so we could be getting a Sin and a Guilty alt at some point, but for now, you guys can ignore it. I am surprised Private got 0 usage, 0% usage. Also, remember, this is from the top 50 players, right? Top 50 on all servers combined. That's the usage that you guys are seeing on this website. So obviously, a lot of players might have used Private, but not in the top 50. It's normal. This raid, the shotgun team was not that popular, and Private is a character that she was used early on when we're talking about like actually let me go into shotguns. She was used early on for a lot of those teams for shotguns, but as we got better characters, there was like barely any reasons to use her. So we started here, which was like what, season 10 Crystal Chamber, but then she peaked on the last electric raids, literally last electric raid by the way, after 30 here, and then never again, because there has been way better options. The shotgun team changed really fast from not being complete to having so many good buffers and characters you need on the team, like your Drake now, your Solin, your Toph as a V1, your Breed as a V2, or your Nayuta if you want heals, or whatever it is, right? Or a Pierce buffer for Dono. So it's normal that she has no usage. As much as I like her, and I never resetted her because, you know, she's really cute, sadly, she gets no usage. A treasure would be fantastic for her, but normal Privati got a treasure. I highly doubt Made Privati will get one. It would be funny though. It would be funny for the favoritism against blue hair girls. After that, we can talk a little bit about probably the actual usage characters. Clay and Flora both through damage, 0 usage. SR units and low rarity, we don't care. Exia having a 0.3, probably one bosso, yep, a guy in the top 50 who has her fully invested with her treasure. If you don't have her treasure as a B1 Exia, it's just impossible to use in the current meta. If you did build her treasure, she can still be used for raids, and she is nice because there is plenty of teams right now where you can run double B1, even if you wanted to put her with, you know, really strong characters, she can perform well there. But it's only for electric raids, and it's only for people who had her build from way before. I am surprised to see Kay getting someone who used her on the top 50 and seeing 2 bossos with guillotine. So, Kay, I do like her as well. I did not use her this raid. I feel Kay could get some usage as we get other crit buffer characters, but sadly, she just got the short stick when it comes to characters released last year. It's not a fantastic unit. I do like her. I think she can dish out some decent numbers, but it's never gonna be like a meta damage output. Guillotine, the only reason to be running her at the moment is for the people who had her built from day one. Like if you look at the usage on Guillotine, right? Like if we're going into electric characters and we're going into Guillotine, she has literally the 0.7 usage here on Egovista from 2 bossos, 3% there, last electric rate 6%, 2%. Like she was used back in the day because we didn't have a lot of characters. But if we're talking about realistically where she's used right now, it's just people who like her and have her Omega invested because there were no other electric units back in the day, right? Sui with her treasure is still not getting usage, bro, at 2%. As much as I like Sui, and I do think her treasure could be nice, like I think her treasure can be nice, I think at the moment, she cannot be on T2 with the other girls. Like, she just gets no usage. In contrast to Toph, Miranda, and Drake, that we see on absolutely every single raid, we haven't still seen usage for Sui. And again, I don't think it's a bad treasure. It's a pretty good one. It's just that there is not a ton of characters to take advantage of it. So, it might be time to move her down 1 tier. Because for PvE content, be it both raids, tower, and campaign, we have not seen her at all. Which is a pity. Naga on this raid was actually seeing a bit of usage because we needed a healer on this raid. The boss was moving a lot, and also she is still providing really good buffs if you can take advantage of them. Naga might be a character that's on my list to reset because she has like heavy investment here. The reason I would not reset her is if Shift Up wants to rerun this skin. Shift Up, please, can I get a rerun for this? I'll buy it, I'll give you money, okay? Just let me buy it. That is key. Money getting still 9% usage. Money is a character I never invested, but if you like her and you have enough Pierce characters built, she is a really, really nice buffer. I just don't care about her. I don't like half of the Evangelion characters. In fact, I don't like a single Evangelion character. I don't care about the DDIP. I think my Wasuka should be somewhere down here, bro. That's Omega low. And same for Fire. And I never invested on either of the raids because I don't care too much. But that's just me. I'm a Evangelion hater. What can I say? Jill getting a 21% usage. Now, why is Jill getting so much usage? Well, so much, a 21% usage. This is people who are using her with Trina. 23% usage. Now, as you can see, a lot of people use Scarlet regardless of if they had Trina or not, because Trina only has a 20%, 23% usage, while Scarlet has 51%. Scarlet is still a nice electric DPS. Obviously, by today's standards, if you put her against Cindy, against Neon, against Aid, she cannot compete there, okay? But she's a nice DPS. She can have some nice damage output, and this is still better than running someone like your Maid Privacy, someone like your Guillotine, someone like all of those characters. She is a decent electric DPS. So if you have her from day one invested, like it's a lot of people cases like me, you can use it on raids. And then if you have Trina, her damage only goes higher. Jill was paired with Trina, and then if you didn't have Jill, or you wanted to put her with Scarlet, you can put them together. It's a nice team. Then we go into the high usage already. We go from a 50% to directly a 74%, and then a 98%. Big jumps here. Rogue getting a 75% almost usage. It's still a fantastic B1. The reason she's not getting as much usage is because there is so many options for CDR at the moment that it's moving down. But this was an electric raid, so you still need to be bringing as many electric units as possible, right? So obviously a lot of usage, and the same applies for Blanc. She will be being paired with her. We don't talk about Nor because Nor is dead on a ditch, sadly. It's what it is, boys. Maybe a treasure soon for the Brony movie. And then we go into the almost 100% usage characters. Ain being the first one with Ada 1, both being paired together on the same team in most situations, where you have your Ain as a true damage and just overall good DPS. Still a really nice DPS. Can we get the gacha skin for Ain? Shift up, thank you. And then your other one, which, like I said previously, it might be time to bump her on the tier list. She's been getting more and more and more usage. She's a really, really good character. Regardless of element, by the way, like regardless of element, we're gonna keep seeing Ada on most raids just because she's a good buffer and can provide heals for your team as well. So, fantastic unit. I'm happy to see that collab characters can survive longer right now compared to day one collabs, right? If you look at Chainsaw Man, if you look at Nier, if you look at Rizino, they are awful. And then if we compare with more recent collabs, it's a lot easier to actually slot them and keep using them. So that's nice. Isamae, 99% usage with Arcana. They were used together on the Cinderella team, or it was one of the variations for the team. As usual, she's just like Scarlet. She's better than Scarlet, actually. If you have her invested, her damage output is really good. The problem is that you need to invest into her gear, into her skills a little bit, and then you need to also invest quite a bit into the skills for Arcana. The good thing about Arcana is that you do not need to invest into her gear in order for her to work. You just need to worry about her skills. But obviously, the more you invest into both of them, the better the damage output. Personally, I don't care too much about OG Arcana. I think she's hot, but I don't care too much. But I do like Isabel, so I have them there with basic investment to use on electric raids. This is mostly for people who actually have Isabel because she never got the banner and it's a day one pilgrim. So even though she has a 99% usage, it's mostly because the top 50 players are all players, right? They are most of them early players who have Isabel and will have there with a lot of dupes. As you guys can see, most of them with a core 7 Isabel, which is crazy work. And then we go into the 100% usage for electric characters to nobody's surprise, having Moran here, Sameranis, Cindy, Maiden, both of the electric buffers for Maiden and Anis. They will be used on electric raids for at least another 2 years. At least another 2 years, because they are just fantastic buffers. Elemental buffers are always good, and we need 5 teams, so I don't see them going anywhere anytime soon. When it comes to, obviously, Cinderella, still top 1, top 2 DPS here, okay? Like, your options for actual damage dealers, if we're talking about no other buffers, are your Neon, your Cindy, or your A. Those 3 are the core damage dealers for electric at the moment, not counting, like I was saying, the character that can be paired with other girls. And then Moran with her treasure, I think we need to explain why, right? Still a top 3 B1 in the game. Probably the second best B1 in the game after Anis, both electric. So this raid made sense, and even more so for this raid, because you needed someone to soak up damage, and the team with your Moran could just literally tank everything. So that's pretty nice. And then we go into the last 2 spots for 100%, being both Anis Star and Neon Visionary. Obviously, the latest 2 girls added into the game are both meta, with our half anniversary units to nobody's surprise. I only got a copy of Neon. I don't like her. I don't dislike her. Don't get me wrong. I'm just an Anis simp, so I had to go for more dupes on her. I will try to probably get MLB. Hopefully, we can get lucky with the Wishlish. But I am not going any further when it comes to pulls on her banner. I'll do, obviously, the free singles, but that's about it. Honestly, nothing changes or nothing unexpected when it comes to this raid. What was unexpected was some of the team compositions themselves, but the usage was kind of expected, right? A few characters, like for example, Swing and some usage was kind of surprising, or even like Guillotine, but that's mostly like almost no usage, right, on the top 50. And then when it comes to the girls without any use, it was absolutely expected. If you guys are interested in seeing all the characters that were using this raid for the top 50, not only the top electric girls, you guys can go into the page and go into NIKKE's instead, and you guys will see every character that got usage, which is pretty nice. So you can also see, for example, the Liberalio getting 100% usage there. You can see characters in here like Mast, like Nayuta, Rappi, etc. Right? So you guys can see everything in there. Same for the teams, the parses, a lot of nice information on NIKKE. That said, that's basically everything for this raid review, whatever we call these videos. I don't know. The usage for the electric girls, with some of the changes, are now finally being at the top of the meta. I will say at top of the meta. What is the best element at the moment? Or what is the weakest element? I feel all elements have good characters. I think we need iron DPSs. Because you have Rappi, yeah, but a lot of the iron characters are just limited. Like the majority, in fact, if we talk about iron units, are either limited or pilgrim characters. Because you have your Rappi Red Hood, your Eve, your Raven, your Crow, like all of them are either 1% or pilgrims or collabs. So it would be nice to get like a proper iron DPS in here as well, or at least a couple more. We'll see what they do for the 4th anniversary. In between, we'll get some nice fan service for summer, hopefully, right? That's it. That's everything for this video. As usual, we are live every single day. You guys have the links in the description down below. Good luck with your pool day reads, and I'll see you in the next one.